hear me a lot better. I don't know why. All right, just going on here on Facebook. Let me get ready here. Type in any questions you may have while I'll set this up here. Awesome. Going live on Facebook. So if you want to see me on a better picture, Facebook's the place to go. But if not, here on the YouTubes is good. Sorry to get on your face, guys. Now we're live on Facebook. Good, good, good. Let me back up a little bit. Today is talking about test anxiety. You know, do you get all like worked up, when you about to take exams? Some of us are a little different. Congrats. It's normal. You're human. It's okay. So, yeah, today is I'm going to be talking about is A&P test anxiety. If you're nervous, that's a good sign for me. For me, that's a good sign that you're nervous. You have a little anxiety. It's because you care about it. If you didn't, I'd be worried. 99% of the time, I'm worried. I explain like one or two people who just have that picture memory that there's like, yeah, whatever. And then they like score. They barely even looked at the book. But other than that, if you are like worried, you're hardcore about it, sometimes it can be like, I think, talk you off the ledge a little bit. That's okay. Because all that is, it's not a weakness. It's not that you're not ready. It's just a few factors. You're human. Overall, you're human. Anxiety is part of being human. You're out there taking out these meds. You're human. It's okay. So, you know, like I said, I would be concerned if you didn't have it. And what I'm going to talk about is what it is, why do you feel that way, what's the results, and how do we handle it, right? Because everybody comes in with some sort of test anxiety, whether they freaking suck or they says like, I'm nervous about this, I don't know if I'm gonna pass, I don't know I'm gonna pass. And the real thing is these exams, they cost money, right? You want to make sure that you're not um, you want to make sure that you are ready for it and you don't have to pay for these exams. So I used to pay for exams, and if they give me a good reason, somebody gave me a good reason why they didn't pass, like they studied or so I noticed they passed, I'll pay for it. But I used to say, no, they're not reimbursable. You have to pay out of pocket. It puts a little more pressure on them, and I want them to have that pressure. You should want to have that pressure. Um, licenses, feel permanent, maintainers, you guys are not used to the classroom, and that's completely normal. It's not a setting for most of you guys are not used to, and that's okay. It's you put a lot of pressure on yourself. You guys have a lot of high expectations for yourselves, and that's the stuff I want to see with you guys, is having that um, pressure built up on you, because that's what motivates you to be awesome, to put in the work. And that's what I've noticed about 99% of our students is that when y'all come in, y'all want to get your A&P knocked out, and y'all guys are not stopping until it's done. And that's the mindset you got to have. And that's what I love about military maintainers, is that you guys are hardcore, and it's very inspiring, to be honest with you. So, don't treat anxiety as incompetent. It's a lot of you guys have never seen material like this, so it's completely normal, right? So, you guys, most of you are more different types of learning. So, you have to adjust to something that you're not used to and feel like that, oh, this is not for you. But for the majority, it works. Just follow the simple instructions, and that's it. You're gonna need somebody to. There's different levels to it, different little aspects that's gonna help you be studying, like be around others, a community sense. Um, all these things are gonna help you with studying. Having the community, having the classroom, having the instructors, all keep you accountable, and all this helps you be successful along what we have. Right. So the academic environments is it's unnatural to you guys. Being in a desk is unnatural, and you also have some pride and a reputation because you the guys I know I talk to, they don't want. One of the things they kind of admit to me is that, hey, I don't want to go home with STDs. No, I'm just kidding. They don't want to go home with saying to their guys like, oh, I didn't get my MP. That's like a shitty feeling. So you guys have that pride, like I'm not gonna go home to my family without my AMP. I'm not gonna go back to my unit without my AMP. Like I'm gonna get this done, and that's the type of attitude I love to see. Um, so it's just not in your natural habitat to be in here. It's like judging a power lifter on a written exam. Like, hey, what's your squat? What's your max squat? He's not going for a strongman competition. He's trying to get definition going. So, um, it really is just especially when you do it by yourself and you have no structure. That's that could cause some anxiety because you're out in the yonder just figuring out to see if this is for you, if you're doing it right, if you're studying it right. And having us is going to help you kind of put it all together. All right. If you didn't have some certainty, it's it's uh it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking if you don't have no direction, and you don't know if you're prepared or not. So that's why it's worth going into a prep course, because you're around others who are doing it as well as you. You can bounce off each other, and there's a structure. There's like, hey, you're doing it right. So there's some validation in a way, where not validation, but confirmation you're on the right way. And that helps lower that. And we try to do our best to lower it as much as possible. Get rid of distractions, putting work aside. The distraction is a big one. We try to do that as much as possible. So also in trying to, a lot of times what we do is half the time is talking you off the ledge, because you guys, and that's normal. When there's a huge project, a huge amount of work to be done, you're wondering if this is even worth it for you, which it is. It's just, it's a lot of studying. It's going to be the most studying you've ever done in a short amount of time. So you're going to have structure, you're going to have a plan, you're going to have a path, it's going to be a sequence. It's a framework that everybody goes through that, that passes. And it's like when you come in, hopefully you're coming in because you watch the results of other people and you make it happen. So, like I said, if you come in and you're confident, I'll test you. And if I test you and you do really well, I'm confident too. But I get anxiety too, because I don't know how good you've been studying all night. And I'm watching you, throughout the day, see if you're good, checking in, look at your test results. And then you go, like every time you guys go study, like I have just as much anxiety as much as you guys do. Because I want you to pass, and I know instructors do really well. So on top of that, like I want y'all to, uh, I know our stuff works, but it's just natural. Like I want y'all guys to succeed, which is kind of funny. Um, let's see. Kind of watching my notes here. Yeah. So we'll go over how the format's going to look like, some tips how to pass the exam. Um, we give you some hacks. We kind of give you some pointers. Like all these things are going to help you pass. And all you need to do is just do a couple things: study, study, study. That's it. And to put in the time and take the sections, study the sections, take practice exams, and then go to the test center. Yeah, there's practice tests, like I said, and you have scheduled dates, and we work on your weak areas, so it doesn't, so don't think it completely goes away. It's going to be completely normal. We want to normalize this anxiety. It's a good thing for you. You're human, so. But with the clarity, it makes you more confident that just go this way and you're good. All right. Once I start seeing you are passing all the sections, you're scoring high, practice exams are scoring high, and you're feeling nervous, I'm like, you're gonna go, but seeing you nervous is a good thing for me. After you do a couple of exams, you're gonna feel relaxed. After after the first one and especially after the second one, you'll be like, hey, I'm ready. You actually look a little more confident. Put in the time, you know what it's required, and you just knock it out. So I'm pretty sure every A&P mechanic, especially in the last 5 years, probably felt this way. I only say 5 years because I don't know what it was like before him. And but I know every single person. Like I said, I've had guys who are in their 40s, big as fuck, just crying, like it's so much studying. Like literally, there is uh, some waterworks for sure, and not to scare you away, but I guess that's how that guy handled it. But great guy, great guy. He muscled through, got past through everything, and it's like he wants to be successful so bad, and so don't get scared. It's just follow the if you come to my course, follow the process. Trust that guy. I mean, this if you don't trust the guy helping you pass, don't go to that class. You should feel some confident. Well, you put in some work. Yeah, you've put in some work, but that's the only way around it to do it in such a short amount of time. So prepare prevents piss poor performance, and that's what I drive to for you guys to do is get away from social media, delete it if you can, put it on, don't not disturb, whatever it is, so nobody's bothering you. Because you got distractions, it's gonna take you longer, I promise you. Little bonus thing. Some of the things that I would see, let's see, what's some of the craziest things I've seen? I remember a guy would go to a bar, and he didn't yeah, he went to a bar just to go study, which I thought was kind of weird. And then he failed every single exam. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out why. There we go. Okay. And just wondering. Sorry. Yeah, just wondering that, like, what made him think that he was gonna pass these exams? He failed every exam. He thinks his method is like, there's a reason why you're here, but he thought his method would work. And, it was proven to him over and over and over and over. And we got guys like that. They don't want to listen. They got their own way. They're stuck there and can't Can't help them. And then when he was in class, he's looking at Instagram, looking at, stuff that he's not supposed to be seen on Instagram. So put it away, focus on your work, knock it out, and you'll be successful. Okay? So let's see what else I got on my notes before. All right, so here at the end, try to keep these things short, between 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you for supporting me. I've, growing little by little. If you know anybody that needs to get their A&P, please show them this video. It's super helpful, these guys. I can guide them through, super easy. Sometimes they just need a little nudge and they're on their way. So, yeah, my mission, like I said, I'm Jose Zaragoza. My mission is to help you attain your A&P, but ultimately get the reason why I started it was for you to get an awesome job. And I knew that the A&P was a huge bridge, that could help you get there, right? Yeah, you can do Lockheed, but what if you don't want that kind of job? What if you're trying to live in New Hampshire? What if you're trying to live in Iowa, right? So I want you to have more opportunities out there, and I know that the A&P was going to be a ticket to get there. So because of that, I started the school, and I started from living in a nice home, being in the military, from 1,800 square feet, brand new home, built at the time. Got rid of all that. Got rid of all my motorcycles, one motorcycle, a truck, a sports car. Went down to a Toyota Corolla, and then I went down from that home to a mobile home because I wanted to cut my personal expenses out, and because I believed in so much in this program that it could be done. And I just felt like it was my obligation to help you guys, because I've heard so many stories. I heard people cry about they wanted to be with their family and they're tired of deploying. And it was just unfortunate. That's what the military is at, and that's what you sign up for. I get it. But there's a point, like, they kind of feel stuck, like they don't know what else is out there. They don't know if that's going to be good for, they don't know, just they don't know what's out there. If it's good enough to separate, make that transition. But you're a great mechanic, great leader, guys like that, I wish I could help. And then there was guys who got out that I know, that was personal friends, who would, go to school to meet ends meet, but also have a second gig. They didn't get their A&P. They didn't know there was such a thing. And that impacted me so much that, like, I wish what I know now, I could go back and help them out. I'll get messages all the time. It's like, man, I wish this was around when I got here. I wish this was around when I got here. And that's what I'm trying to fix. Grow the awareness for you to how much jobs are out there in aviation. There's a huge opportunity here for maintainers who coming out of the military, where you're retired or you get done with your first enlistment. You can go out and pursue those licenses and then get an awesome gig. And that's what I'm trying to show you. And it's nothing like the military. You just do your job, go in there, do your job, knock it out, and go home. It's not deploying extra things, none of that. You just do your job and you go home. So my mission is to make sure that you guys get a chance at taking advantage of an opportunity in the aviation maintenance field, because there's more to it than you know. I'm learning all the time, like, new opportunities. So this A&P can be that bridge between a successful can be a successful transition. You know, maybe you don't stay in aviation, but if you're trying to go to school, trying to do something in the meantime, A&P is going to be a great stepping stone to getting your A&P, and then until you figure out what you're gonna do afterwards. So, and that's why I do it. You know, we 22,000 maintainers are trained, and about a small percentage, around 10 and just under, get their A&P when they get out. So we're trying to turn it around, trying to get 10,000 maintainers licenses or more, and that's going to be taking huge effort to make that happen. So please, if you know somebody looking to get their MP, send them my way. I help them get started, and or maybe they'll decide to go and do something online with me. So reach out to me on Facebook, and ask, hey, I want to get started. How can I get started? You just reach out to me. Okay, cool. Other than that, guys, thank you for supporting me. Love it, the comments. And, if you found this valuable, please like, subscribe to it, share with people that would benefit from this. And have a good night. Pulling chocks. See y'all tomorrow.